Majesty the King and Ngwane, King Mswati III, Emakhosikati, Your Royal Highnesses, His Excellency the Acting Right Honorable Prime Minister, Royal Councillors, Emabandla Egeluleka Bukhosi, Cabinet Ministers, Presiding Officers and Members of Parliament, Senators, Boba Vetikolo, the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, members of the Diplomatic Corps and development partners, regional administrators and business partners, the TSC chairman and commissioners, the Minister of Education and Training, the principal heads of institutions and organizations, board of affiliated institutions, academic and support staff, the pastors, graduates, parents, students, media houses, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, sanibonani nonke bekunele. Bayethe wena waphakathi. Your Majesty and Ngwane, on behalf of the University of Eswatini Council, the University of Eswatini Senate, UNESWA management and UNESWA community at large, it is my singular honor and privilege to have been invited to say a few words in a congregation of distinguished members of our society, graced by your gracious presence, Your Majesty. The presence of His Majesty the King and the Ngwane in today's and this year's graduation ceremony signifies the highest commitment of the nation to meeting out both social and economic aspirations of its citizens through education. Just recently, His Majesty's commitment to education was evidenced by his recent commissioning of the newly constructed classrooms at Echendlovu High School. And for that we say, Bayete, wena waphakathi. Your Majesty the King, I would also like to preface my remarks by congratulating you for successful Read Dance celebrations, where Imbali showcased their skills as part of the Eswatini national cultural heritage. Bayete, wena waphakathi. Your Majesty, the Ngwane Teacher Training College family is greatly encouraged by your gracious presence. Ever since this college was opened a number of years back, it has worked diligently to address its mandate, being a response to the dire need of teachers in the country. Your Majesty, as the University of Eswatini, we are affiliated with Ngwane Teachers College, and we have shared over the years ideas on program development, maintenance of quality in examinations, and subsequently overseeing matters of quality of the diploma and degree programs offered by both institutions. We are currently collaborating with the college on the accreditation of programs offered by the college by ESHEC. The college also agreed to be a satellite center of excellence for the University of Eswatini Institute of Distance Education to provide teaching and learning to students through the distance mode of course offering, and for that we are forever grateful. Your Majesty and Ngwane, we are gathered here to celebrate the graduates who have been found worthy in character and in learning, armed with the persona of a responsible citizen who is willing to take risks and make sacrifices as they go out to serve our country. The graduates have subjected themselves to the rules and academic demands of the college. Today is a day of celebration where the graduates are being certified in learning and character. I hope and pray that the graduates carry out their duties with commitment, hard work, diligence, and integrity, never forgetting their identity as products and alumni of this beautiful college, your identity as a Maswati, but most importantly, your loyalty as citizens of the Kingdom of Eswatini. We acknowledge your parents, your guardians, and His Majesty's government for the many sacrifices made and provided you with scholarships, moral support, and indeed the recently constructed office structure that has helped enhance your teaching and learning experiences while going through your studies within the college. This is your day, and I congratulate you on your achievement. Well done. I believe as graduates of this college, you will be ambassadors of the college and execute your duties with respect while helping the country eliminate all forms of child abuse, sexual harassment, and violence amongst pupils at the various workplaces where you may be posted. We are confident that you will live up to these expectations. Lastly, Your Majesty, I'd like to indicate to the graduates that this is not the end of their training, but the beginning of a new phase in their learning experience as teachers. As young educationists, you are now entrusted with the responsibility to continuously reflect on your teaching methods and adapt them to align with the fourth industrial revolution demands, to prepare students for the future and for jobs that are not even yet known due to the rapid changes brought about digitization and artificial intelligence. May I quote from a famous scholar, "If educationists resist change, they deprive students quality education and consequently deprive them of their future." In short, continuing professional education is essential at all levels of education. Another quote, "Education in the 21st century is no longer about teaching, reading, and writing, but about digital and computer skills in the era of the fourth industrial revolution, which is driven by artificial intelligence." You are graduating in an era of technology where you will be teaching a young generation that use technologies and artificial intelligence using tools such as ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, and Google Chatbot to produce remarkable answers to assignments in less than 10 seconds. You will therefore be challenged to review your teaching methods and assessment tools without impeding learning. I implore you not to fall into the temptation of discouraging the use of these platforms in the learning space, but to explore new teaching and assessment methods in order to promote innovation amongst these 21st century learners. In response to the trends in digital transformation globally, the University of Eswatini has thus developed a certificate in online teaching for educators that equip educationists like yourselves on design of interactive teaching materials for online teaching. The Institute of Distance Education has also designed a new certificate on the use of artificial intelligence for teaching and learning. I therefore invite you to enroll in these two programs for upskilling yourselves on current digital technologies. In conclusion, Your Majesty, may I commend and admire the principal, head team, and collectively with students alike for adhering to the principles of dialogue and peaceful conflict resolution that His Majesty always advocates, as opposed to class boycotts, violence, and damage to property. This approach of maintaining peace and harmony creates an environment conducive for effective teaching and learning. I hope other colleges, including the University of Eswatini, can emulate this culture for a prosperous, inclusive, sustainable development of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Lastly, Principal, we implore His Majesty's government for continued support of higher education institutions. But time has come that through our collaboration, we seek for ways of reducing complete reliance on government by converting our institutions into hubs of enterprise and entrepreneurship development so that we harness third streams of revenue generation by commercialization of our assets at our disposals for financial sustainability. It is indeed encouraging to note that the college has plans to introduce incubation services by collaborating with other institutions. The University of Eswatini is willing to be part of this conversation with the college. And indeed, the university has set up such centers of excellence, such as the Center of Sustainable Energy Research, and also the Institute on the Research of Medicinal and Indigenous Food Plants. And of course, I believe if we collaborate, we can learn from one another. And I believe this initiative taken by the college to introduce innovation hubs is in the right direction. This will not only help reduce reliance on government, but will go a long way in reducing youth employment that currently sits at 48% by producing graduates that are not only job seekers, but job creators for inclusive development of the Kingdom of Eswatini. With these few words, I would like to say congratulations, thank you, and may the good Lord bless all of you. Baethe wenu waphakathi.